What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode, episode number 29. Loads to get through today on the back of back-to-back drubbings in the Premier League, both by 4-0 scorelines. We'll get back to winning ways after none in our last three. So a big league game to kick today's episode off. We're also in the FA Cup 4th round away at Portsmouth as well. Chelsea at home in a massive battle for Champions League football next season. Quite frankly, this is what you call a must-not-lose game. Come on the Red Devils. Both teams outside the Champions League spots right now, and I checked pre-game, but with the points differential, we are closer to 11th place than we are to the top 4. So I don't think it's too dramatic to say if we lose this game, there'll still be 16 games to go, but I'll already be thinking, lads, get ready to learn Europa League anthem, because we ain't gonna be in the Champions League next year with a loss in this game. It's absolutely vital we don't lose this. Kubo gets away from Konsa, using the pace, and denied by Karnasechi. All the way in from the right hand side, just didn't get the finish right. And that's been my big problem this season. I've had a lot of chances, I just haven't taken them. Sanchez, my top scorer, he's been good, but outside of him, I haven't got anyone else that I feel consistently will hit the back of the net. That's got to change. You can't always be relying on one forward. In fact, even Europa League would be something we'd be lucky to have next year based on this run of form, would be outside the top 10. So it's got to change. It's got to pick up. And the only way you can do that, as we know, Sancho clips the top of the bar, is by winning. And the key word, winning consistently. Great first half in our area, really should be at least one goal up, if not two. Our team just isn't as good as others, that's the honest truth. I mean, we've got some decent players, don't get me wrong, but our team isn't as good. We're missing Angel Gomez. De Ligt often has to take a game off due to the low stamina. Oh, it's Vlahovic hits the post, and again, as we know, that can often be the key. Who's got the better squad? Not the best first 11, but who's got the better and thicker squad? Dusan so close to scoring on his return after we sold him to Chelsea in the summer. Still 0-0 somehow. Oh, why didn't you go left foot, Kubo? And it remains that way. How has no one got a goal yet? It's been... What a save! And again! How on earth is it still 0-0? And oh, not another injury. Come on! Notice how I said at the start of the game, this is a must-not-lose contest. Not a must-win game. Well, in Kubo, but just must not lose this one. Don't have to win, but we can't afford to let Chelsea get all 3 points. Go further clearance in the table, but if we can win, it'll be massive. Sanchez denied. Karnasechi turning into prime Buffon, as we are still somehow deadlocked at 0-0. 15 minutes to go, but this is the problem, man. It's not taking our chances. Games like this, we've played well, been the better team, but not getting the goal, and that's the win we need. Oh, no, come on, don't go behind. Madueke, saved by Trafford, and Vlahovic turns in a rebound. Sold to Chelsea in the summer, comes back to Old Trafford to haunt Manchester United, down a goal, facing the prospect of 3 straight defeats, and winless in 4, with 1 point taken from 12. Europa League anthem, sod that, we won't even make the Conference League. Dorgu now out for 4 weeks as well, joining Gomez in the treatment room. Our squad depth, which was already light, is getting even thinner. We're definitely going to make at least one sign today, possibly even 2 or 3. Next up though, the league surprise package. Brentford right now in pole position as we travel to West London with the G-Tech rocking. If there was ever a time to put out a massive win away from home and make a big statement, it is right now. Huge clash away in the capital. Second half underway, still tied at 0-0. I'll definitely take this scoreline if we can hold on to it against the informed team in the league right now away from home. But when is this winless run going to come to an end? Because if it doesn't come soon, then yeah, there's no way we make next year's Champions League or even Europa League. What a save by Trafford, and then just hoofed it away. Not sure if he could pick the ball up. Still tied at 0-0. Brilliant save by James. And oh dear, come on. All over the place. It's embarrassing. Shouldn't be happening, man. Massive tackle by De Ligt. Lucky to still be tied. Need some goals as well. This is going to be our 4th game in the league in a row without a goal. Sanchez is too tired to play, so he's on the bench. But ooh, it's Kevin Schade. Fires just off target. Cameron got me a couple of goals in the FA Cup against West Brom, but ultimately... Oh, is that another injury? I think it will be for Teden as well. We need more goals. We need more firepower. Sancho's got me a few. Kubo, I think, has got one, but I need more goals from our front three. Whatever trio I'm going with, I'm just not getting the goals. Oh, Ugarte! Oh, what a goal! Come on! What a goal! Ugarte! Of all the players to do something like that, what a touch and what a finish! Well, this is going to be an incredibly undeserved victory. But a victory regardless. Dan Neal's cross is a free header for Aaron Hickey, of all players, to wrap it up. Not going to show respect. Instead runs to me to say thanks for getting me out of West London. Because whilst they might be top still, we are returning to winning ways with an incredibly undeserved victory. Don't deserve that at all, but Lord knows we will take it. Get in! And whilst Teden's injury was just a bruise, it does still show that we've got those issues with the squad depth. With that being the case, I am going to make my first signing of the January window with a couple of days to go until deadline day. And I said it, we haven't been scoring as many goals as I would like, especially from our front three, apart from Sanchez. And so, if there was someone to bring in with young talent but not the finished article yet, this is surely the go-to guy. Out of the academy with the Foxes, sent him on loan to Sheffield United, kept an eye on his progress, and now he's returned to the King Power. Out of contract come the end of the season. Leicester don't want to see him leave on a free like Trent Alexander, and I'm going to say, guys, I'll give you some money if you let me take my star boy out of the academy with me to Manchester. Susak, let's bring him in. To me, youth players are what make career mode so fun. And with Leicester, we had some brilliant ones coming out of the academy, sent out on loan. We never really used any of them due to the short amount of time we spent with the Foxes. And as we know, the problem with youth players is that at times it takes too long for them to get good, and by the time they have, you've got better players in your squad. But Susak, probably the exception, growing rapidly at the Blades and now coming to Manchester United for £44 million. He's taken the iconic Manchester United number 7. I guess the question is he going to be as good as some of the legends that have worn that in the past? Welcome to Old Trafford, Susak Konk Goriab. He looks absolutely incredible, man, seriously. 3 goals in 20 for the Foxes this season, not a great return, but the stats are just absolutely remarkable, and this is what I'm looking for, a winger with rapid pace, but amazing energy, so won't get tired, can play midweek, but also technically too. If we can get that finishing and shot power up, he could be an elite right winger in this team, especially with Kubo's lack of goals as well. Susak in, and I've got my bright star out of the academy with me here at Old Trafford. And I'm going to throw him straight in so he can make his debut in the following game at home as well. Next up, newly promoted Watford coming to Old Trafford, tore him apart at Vicarage Road, but as we said, our problem this season has been a lack of consistency. Big win there away against Brentford. We got to follow on with 3 points here. Hornets coming to Old Trafford next. So first half, they're still tied 0. That header's going to go over the bar, and as we're still goalless, this is the problem. You know, we just go to Brentford, top of the table, away from home, and beat them 2-0. Undeserved or not, it's still a win we're taking back to Manchester. Here at home to newly promoted Watford down the bottom of the table, 0-0 heading into the half. As Sancho puts it wide. Lack of consistency, it's what's going to stop us being a Champions League team. And once again, I humbly ask EA, please let me negotiate objectives at the start of the season, because the objectives we were given, far too difficult for the first season of a rebuild. And I get it, we had loads of money to play with, but as we've seen many times over with many different clubs, just having a load of money doesn't guarantee success, and it's definitely not going to with us either. As Sanchez is absolutely all over the place right now. This is going to be, I think, 6 games without a goal in the league. He just cannot get his form sorted again. But that's what I brought him in for. Come on! Not just the goals, but the hold-up and the creativity. If he can't score, he can assist. Sancho with the opener. Not at our best, but as we've said many times, it's what you need to do to be one of the better teams in the division with a high finish. Still managed to grind out the results even when you haven't played well. Big late winner from Jadon Sancho. 3 goals in 2 against the team he began his youth career with. And for Manchester United, back-to-back wins, but still a long way to go. So deadline day here, 90 mil in the budget, and I still think we need another signing. Now I'll say right now that with Dorgu and Gomes both on the injury list, we could do with a new fullback or possibly a new central midfielder for the squad depth as well. There's a couple of players that could probably do both of those roles as well. Danilo at Nottingham Forest could definitely do that. Jack Hinchelwood, who of course he talks about, will be perfect for that role right now with Getafe as well. But if we wanted to keep our cash to carry over for next season, because that's what we'll need for next year, an even bigger budget for the new year, we could also possibly recall one of our players out on loan. And to be fair, there's a couple of players that would do really well if they were to be recalled. You got Tobias out on loan at Brentford right now, who of course have been one of the surprise packages this season, up to 77 overall. As a right back, they could definitely play CM with the stamina and the passing stats as well. You've got Noah and Bramall out on loan at Hoffenheim as well. And I actually think that's what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to forego making a new signing, but bring back someone out on loan. That is Tobias at Brentford, recall him early from the 2-year loan deal, and bring him back to me for added squad depth without needing to pay a transfer fee. I think that's a smart bit of business there. Because at fullback right now, obviously Dorgu's currently injured, and that means we've only got 3 healthy fullbacks. And, you know, with Hickey, we know he can play left back due to the high weak foot, but for Tobias as well, again, as a right wing back, yeah, obviously could fit in when Anderson needs a breather, or we could put Anderson CM. But Tobias, again, I would say is more than going to play CM too. So to me, that's a smart bit of business there. We could have signed possibly someone like Wouter Berger or someone who may only be here short term, pay a transfer fee and also a sign-on bonus as well. Or just bring someone back from the loan spell. To me, I think that makes better sense economically, as we have 3 offers here. Wow, Dortmund have a bid for Larson, and Brighton want to take Torre on loan. I'm okay with that one on a 1 year. But as for Hugo Larson, can I turn down Dortmund? Possibly. I think if that was someone like Real Madrid or Barcelona, oh my god, 5 offers. 5 offers. Oh, Sancho wanted by West Ham. Guys, no way, man. He's been big for me this season, and he's finding his feet here as well. But, yeah, I think with Larson, I think if that was, again, like a Real Madrid or an Inter Milan, I'd probably let him go. But here, he's getting a lot of minutes, especially with Gomez down. So I'm going to say no to that deal from Dortmund there. But I'll let him go in the summer if we're not back in the Champions League. And Villa now want Torre as well. And I'm fine with that one too. So there we go. One of our good young talents, Torre, is out on loan to Aston Villa for a couple of years. Now we've brought in Susak. He's barely going to play, but does need the minutes to develop. So totally fine loaning him out there to Unai Emery's side. And this is hilarious, man. But we literally just brought him back. And now Brentford want to bring him back again on the same day. This is where I really need EA to work on the transfer market, man. That is just absolutely silly. Obviously, Tobias isn't going to go back there. But I think that'll probably do it for deals then. Unless we can sell one of those centre-halves there in Al-Jafri or Bennett or maybe that winger Ennis. I think that'll probably do it for deadline day. Yep, that'll do it for deadline day. As you see, the top deals, Julian Alvarez goes to AC Milan for just shy of £100 million. Matthias Tell leaves Arsenal to Leipzig for £86.3 million. And Dani Olmo has been replaced there with the Gunners for 86 mil from Barcelona. I trust the squad. I know we've had a couple of worrying injuries for Dorgu and particularly for Gomez as well. And squad depth is our main issue. But I think if you look at the team, because we're not playing in Europe, we're not often playing midweek. Yes, we've got the FA Cup 4th round next against Portsmouth, but I think we're going to be okay. The key is that we've got certain players like Gomes when he comes back, like Tobias, like Dan Neil, like Hannibal, that can play in a range of different positions and not just their current role as well. So for versatility, we've got several players here like Anderson, like Ugarte, who can fill in different roles, and I think we'll be okay. Right, let's do a couple more. Following game, FA Cup 4th round. Again, this is the only winnable competition we've got this season. Portsmouth away from home as we aim to make it through to the last 16. The board have said they want us to win it this year. I'm just targeting a final 4 place at Wembley. Going to get there, got to get through this round first. Pompey away next up. Taking no chances with my lineup for this game as well. Again, it's the only winnable competition I've got. Plus, again, it is a qualifier for European football, and so with that being the case, based on how inconsistent our league form has been, oh, thank God for that shot going wide. This might be our best shot at getting to the Europa League for next season. As crazy as that sounds, right now thinking about trying to get in the top 4, maybe we should be thinking, hey, take a step back in the league, focus on this. Not only do you win a trophy, but at least you get European football of some kind next year as a bonus as well. That might be the best strategy here. Once again, we are slow to get going in this game. Second half begins, still tied at 0-0. This season, that's been a big issue of ours. Not starting games off very well and only starting to turn it on in late game situations. We might get away with that in certain games, like we did against Watford, for example. But in a lot of games, it's just not going to work. We need to be on it from the get-go. We haven't been this afternoon, and that's why we're still being held by the EFL side. Plenty of time, though. Plenty of time. And oftentimes that can be the case. Like, you wear teams down the longer the game goes on. Like, you'll start off slow, but eventually you'll notice that the stamina levels are what impacts the second half display. And so if a team's got far higher stamina, it's why I often talk about stamina being such an important stat. The longer the game goes on, the more effective and more important that stat proves to be. Oh, just wide. That's the thing. It's not just about the recovery between games, but also the... Oh, great ball. Fitness level during games. As Sousa, come on, gets his first as a Manchester United player. And our new number 7 gets us in front at Fratton Park. What a finish. And final chance for Pompey to force extra time. Keeper stays back. Corner whipped in. Trafford, that's yours all day. And that is going to do it. And once again, I'll say it, we're not at our best, but we do come through with the win. And that's going to be the big question for us, man. What do we do? Do we go for the FA Cup, put all our eggs in one basket in this competition, try and get that silverware, but also qualification for Europe next year? Granted, Europa League, not Champions League, but even so, Europe regardless. Or do we try and balance the FA Cup with the Premier League as well, knowing our small squad depth could be an issue? Tough decision to make, but a big win there into the last 16. I mean, it's what Manchester United and Spurs have done this season in the Europa League. You know, both putting basically all their eggs in one basket. Unsurprisingly, now both going to the final, but knowing that the stakes could not be higher for either team. That there is a game which neither team can afford to lose, and it's going to make for a fascinating final. But as for the FA Cup, last 16 will take on in the 5th round QPR at home. So once again, quite a kind draw there, as we'll face yet another EFL side, this time at Old Trafford, and a chance to make the quarterfinals. Right, let's do one more game today. We'll save that for the next one, following contest away at Bramall Lane. Right now, Sheffield United bottom of the table as we go for our 3rd win on the trot in the Premier League, our 4th win in a row in all competitions, and possibly a place back in the top 4. A must-win game here in South Yorkshire. Our final game today, Blades away at Bramall Lane. And that's the danger of putting all your eggs in one basket. If that basket breaks, all your eggs have gone, you know. Clues in the name, really. So you gotta... Finally! You gotta be very sure that basket's gonna hold if you're gonna put all your eggs in there. And I don't think we should do that either, personally. I think we should still try and go for a top 4 place, even though we're going to run a lot of our players into the ground with a low squad depth. And Sanchez needed that. Many games without a goal, finally back on the score sheet. Second half underway, leading by a goal courtesy of an early Sanchez strike. And Lord knows he needed that to end his goal drought, but also we needed a goal in the first half. We haven't scored a goal in the first half for a long time, now we have. But the Blade's still well and truly in this one with Gustavo Hayward dispossessed, and Elliot Anderson picks it up. We might need a second goal to wrap this up here. But if we get the chance, I feel confident we'll take it. We played some good football out there. The only thing that's missing is that click opportunity and that second goal getting scored. Susak down the right. Steps in field. Wonderful dribbling. What a save, Michael Cooper. Blades hanging on for now. So close to the second. And Susak's first Premier League goal for us. We've got 2 incredibly difficult games after this. Man City away at the Etihad. And then Spurs as well. And... oh, what a goal. We do not want to go into that failing to win what should be a bit of a banker, even away from home. But that is a hell of a strike, man. And as good as Trafford's been all season long, I can't blame him for that. Just an amazing effort from range. And these are the moments where I turn around and look at my bench and think, right, who's going to come on? Who's going to make the difference? I mean... oh, it's a he's on. I'd rather trust my starters. Come on! In Instant hero! Susak 2-2! Red Devils bailed out by the tie boy with 10 to play. That iconic Manchester United number 7 has been worn by some legends over the years, but also some players who haven't quite lived up to the hype wearing it. Hopefully, we've seen already in these last 2 games that Susak will not be one of those men who fails to be a legend wearing number 7. That'll do it. That'll do it. It is 4 wins in a row in all competitions, and we just about get away with it to keep our Champions League hopes alive. But that'll do it for today's episode of the Realistic Criminal, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. If you all have a fantastic day, I'll return in the next one with more games in the Premier League, aiming to keep our top 4 hunt going, plus the FA Cup last 16 at home to QPR. Have a great day. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.